Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to my weekly update. Now, I know many of you will have been part of the Farming Rules for Water live event that we held yesterday, that was chaired by my Deputy President, Stuart Roberts, alongside Andrew Clark, our Director of Policy, and joined by others from the team, and including big thanks from me to Matt Cully, our Crops Board Chairman, who was also there. From the Environment Agency, we had William Cruikshank and Harvey Bradshaw, and thanks to them for joining. It's fair to say that we had more questions at this event than we've had at any live event so far. Feelings are running very, very strongly on this subject. I was really pleased to hear the Environment Agency commit to pulling a working group together to find a way through all of this. But I'm under no illusions as to the anger and frustration and enormous concern from farmers across the country. I've had many farmers saying to me that they just see this as effectively a backdoor route to trying to have less livestock numbers. We absolutely will not allow that to happen, and I don't think it is about that. We've got to make better use of our resources, and particularly our waste resources, which add enormous value to soil health. And we know that, and that appears to be the bit that is missing. So I know it's incredibly concerning, frustrating, and is creating a lot of anger, but we have to find a way through this. DEFRA ministers have always made it very clear to me that they will be the ones driving the policy. Now, the sustainable farming incentive is all about better resource use efficiency and actually making more use of those waste products. And the fact that farmyard manure has ended up in such an extraordinary place just shows what effectively one-eyed thinking this is. So please keep an eye on NFU online. We obviously didn't get a chance to answer all of those questions yesterday, but I know the team have committed to come back to all the questions that were raised. So please, do keep a lookout for that, and I will keep you informed as things develop. A big part of what the NFU has been focusing on in influencing government is effectively the levelling up work. This government is very keen to level up, I think more on a sort of north versus south basis. Our focus has been levelling up right across the country. How do we make the voice of rural Britain really, really part of driving these changes? And I've been absolutely thrilled at how these messages have been landing. We've been working with Onward, we've been bringing a whole collection of people together to look at the opportunities, the transformational opportunities that there are right across the country, and really turbocharging the economic value of rural Britain, which I think often tends to get forgotten. We tend to look at things as politically as a rural idyll without recognising that, I am representing individual businesses. These are businesses, they need routes to market, they need connectivity. So I'm really hoping that alongside the Prime Minister's ambition, this is about making sure the voice of rural Britain through the lens of food and farming, and of course the environment, is there, because we know that we hold so many of the solutions to the challenges that we face going forwards, and not least, of course, with climate change. Massive pleasure for me to be at my local show this week, the Gillingham and Shaftesbury show. It's been going for a very, very long time. Really well done to the team. I think those shows that have gone ahead this year, they've really had to put their heads above the parapet. It's not been easy for them, and I would just like to say massive well done to every show across the country that has managed to put the show on. It really has been a sort of Herculean achievement, if you like. But livestock numbers were reasonably good. Sheep numbers were certainly very, very good. And it was great to be out in front of farmers and having all those discussions again after a year of nothing happening. And farmers on the whole, of course, farming rules for water, number one topic. But people definitely focusing on the future, and a lot of optimism, which I think is always great to see, as well as concern. And I think, definitely the uncertainty starting to bite, with, to a certain extent, still a lot of lack of clarity about the new policy thinking. And also what is really bubbling strongly now is the situation with workforce, with labour, both permanent and seasonal. It's very, very critical. And it's not just our sector that's being affected, it is right across the board. And of course, we're seeing input costs rising, and many challenges in that area. So there is never a dull moment in this job. And it certainly, as far as the media goes, seems the slightly silly season of August, which of course it always is. But anyway, things will be very much getting back to normal in September, and we are going to have a hell of a lot on. There is a huge amount of influencing to do. So I'll keep you closely updated with what is happening. And very much, I hope, look forward to seeing many of you through the autumn months. Please, as ever, do take care, look after yourselves, and I look forward to speaking to you next week. Many thanks.